Studios presents E3 Access. E3 Access.
We're serious about expanding what we do.
The value advantage clearly remains with Nintendo.
Nintendo's revolution. We remain all about the game, all about you.
Actions speak louder than words.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games. My name is Reggie.
And my name is Iwata. I'm about making games. And I'm about playing games. Last night, I played Super Smash Brothers. That's my game. I kicked some you know what. And I took his name. His name was Reggie. As Nintendo president, I'm also all about asking questions. So, Reggie, I have a question for you. Who's your daddy?
Good morning and welcome. As we at Nintendo continue to explore the future of video games. Today, that journey includes details on a new form of gameplay on Nintendo DS. The first meaningful information about Nintendo Revolution, and the latest incarnation of a legend. Yes, I think you know which legend I'm talking about. Now, I know many of you today walked in with numbers already swimming in your heads. 360, 16 by 9, 1080, 8.2 gigahertz. Well, we'd like to add one more number to the mix, and that number is 2. As in 2 billion games. That's the number of games Nintendo has sold since we entered this business 20 years ago. Some people might call that a great run. I'm here today to tell you we call it a great beginning. Because if you're ready to move beyond pure numbers to a place where your right brain can envision the best in innovation and the best in gameplay improvement, well, you've come to the right place. What we've got for you today are previews of game experiences which represent both the highest quality and the most diverse catalog in our history. The key here are 2 little words. The word or, the word and. Nintendo is not an or company with games devoted just to this group or that group. We're an and company, games for this group and that group, and for groups that don't even call themselves gamers yet. For 2 decades, our mission has been not to just play the game, but to change the game. The NES changed the game. Game Boy changed the game. Donkey Kong Country changed the game. Super Mario 64 changed the game. And Nintendo DS changed the game. And more extraordinary change is on the way. Nintendo occupies a unique position in our industry. We are one of the top 2 game system manufacturers in the world, and one of the top 2 game publishers in the world. As a result, we look at gaming from 2 different perspectives at the same time. As game creators, we can't complain that they aren't giving us enough technology to work with. As manufacturers, we can't argue that they aren't creating games that optimize our technology. They are us. So let me clarify this for a minute, how we look at it internally. Nintendo remains first and foremost a content company. We exist for the love of the game. We're about the levels, the characters, the interface, about the entertainment. We're about reaching what's known and going to the unknown. This is the place where the right brain goes to play. Today, you'll see a new game dimension on Nintendo DS. Today, you'll begin to understand how our revolution is preparing to storm the gates. But most of all, what you'll see today are the first steps in delivering our next billion games. For 16 years, Nintendo has owned the portable game space. We created it, and we're not moving out. Let me begin by putting a couple things in perspective. Most people would say the top-selling game machine of this generation is the PS2, with just over 28 million units sold in America. But guess what? They've got company. Game Boy Advance has also sold more than 28 million units in America, even though it launched 8 full months after the PS2. Consider this. Both the Nintendo DS and Sony PSP made their worldwide debuts just before the holidays last year. To date, global sell-through for Nintendo DS stands at over 5 million, or more than twice the level for the PSP. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Well, the PSP hasn't arrived in Europe yet. So we got there when we said we would, and they didn't. You know what? That's Sony's issue, not my problem. And now that DS owners have explored PictoChat, played the Metroid Prime Hunters pack-in, and seen what all their GBA games look like on the DS, software sales are skyrocketing. Monthly tie ratios were up to 4-to-1 in March, better than twice what the PSP's is. Finally, let's put all combined sales for all currently available portables up on the screen. Lifetime sales of GBA and DS versus everybody else. This is what the market looks like right now. All in all, I call this a pretty picture. So enough numbers. Let's move over to your right brains, way over into your right brains, to talk about an application for Nintendo DS that doesn't just create its own genre. In fact, it may not technically be a game at all, because Electroplankton should more accurately be considered a creative tool, something that not everybody will understand, but many who do are mesmerized. They can't put it down, because for them, creating is at least as much fun as competing. It's an excellent example of new kinds of software that reach out and attract people who don't even consider themselves gamers yet. To show its potential, we took Electroplankton to David Hollins, a man who's raised the job of DJ into an art form, who's a musical director of the award-winning De La Guardia phenomenon off-Broadway, and who's taken his sound from the Indiana farm fields to London, Barcelona, and Moscow.
My name is David Hollins. I live in New York City. I'm a DJ here. I think I've got the best job in the world. I get to go to all the great parties, play music for people. Although most of my gigs are probably here in the US, I do a lot of international traveling. I don't know, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've been gaming since, I think, the beginning. I'm probably 6 or 7 years old. We got our first little home unit with like Pong and stuff. And now, Nintendo has this Electroplankton game. It's not a goal-oriented game where you have to go do something. It's more of an interactive art and music device where you manipulate these bioluminescent fish underwater. And they had behavior patterns that I could control, and depending on what I told them to do, they would make sound back to me. One of the great things that I've found about working with Electroplankton in the studio is the sounds are fantastic. There's a rich palette of sounds. They've got really nice bass sounds, high clicking sounds, which are great for percussion, and the overall just warmness of some of the pianos and the other synth sounds that are in there were fantastic for implementing into my studio environment. And I was able to make the track completely with just the sounds from the unit. I didn't have to add anything else. This entire experience has been just fantastic. I was thinking in my head, what am I going to do to make a song for a video game? But this isn't at all. I'm making a song from a video game. I'm having this device give me sounds and just letting that and those sounds take me where I want to go musically. And I mean, I would do this again in a heartbeat. It's been amazing, really, really hot.
Wow. In fact, David liked this so much that he decided to show off his final product in person. Please welcome David Hollins.
Hey, Reggie. What's up?
I love that move. So, David, I understand you brought something to share with us. What have you got?
I did. When Nintendo asked me to make some music for this, I thought I'd be taking some of my music or tracks and putting on some sounds from the Electroplankton game. But once I got inside, I found the sounds were amazing, they were warm, and I was able to compose the entire tracks using just the sounds from the unit.
Well, that's great. Well, why don't you play it for us?
All right. Let's see what we've got. Thanks a lot, Reggie. Keep working on those moves.
What's that?
Keep working on those moves.
Thanks, David. Well, we know more creativity means more fun. We also know more people means more fun, especially if you're connecting them around the world. It's no secret that we didn't invent the concept of online gaming, but we do intend to reinvent it. This is the year that Nintendo players begin connecting with each other in a new way through Wi-Fi internet. We recently announced our first Western partner in creating a groundbreaking infrastructure called Nintendo Wi-Fi Connection. That partner is GameSpy, the global leader in connecting online players at a distance. Finding rivals with Nintendo Wi-Fi Connection occurs on two distinct levels. If you choose, you will find only the friend or friends you want to compete with. This level may be most appropriate for certain kinds of games and certain kinds of players. The second will offer links to similarly skilled unknown opponents. This dual connection system also represents the first foray by GameSpy marrying a portable game system with hotspots around the world. Now, just as important as the technology is the interface. This will be as simple and intuitive as every other aspect of DS play. And the payoff will be considerable. Where current online game services now see a small fraction of owners sticking with online play, we expect the participation rate for Nintendo DS to reflect a clear majority of owners. In fact, we see no reason why that participation rate can't reach as high as 90%. Here's why. Our wireless solution tackles three of the main challenges which so far have prevented meaningful expansion of console online play. Obviously, a broadband line is not required, and we're making access even more appealing because we're not assessing an additional charge to make our wireless connection. That means free outside the house via hotspots and free inside the house through your existing wireless router or USB connection. Second, users won't face monthly gameplay bills. As far as Nintendo is concerned, they won't face any added charges at all to play first-party games wirelessly. And finally, we're working to overcome the overly macho nature of the current online console game world, where a handful of the high-testosterone crowd fight for supremacy while the mass of casual game players stay away. You see, it's about control, ease, and entertainment. And we envision using your DS to turn the key for full Mario Kart action, racing against multiple opponents, all located on different continents, while sitting on your lunch break or waiting for your plane to board. We will make Wi-Fi internet play as welcoming as sitting around the living room with a bunch of your friends. And this is a comfortable proposition for developers as well. Around the world, 25 independent publishers are already at work on DS Wi-Fi games, including Activision, Bandai, Capcom, Electronic Arts, Konami, Namco, Sega, THQ, Ubisoft, Vivendi, and Square Enix. Let me finish with something more specific. We intend for you to be playing Mario Kart DS and Animal Crossing DS, both by DS Wireless Internet, and both by the end of this year. Now, one more powerful franchise is in the mix. By year-end, Grinders will also be playing the first combination LAN Wi-Fi Tony Hawk game, custom designed by Activision for DS. Its online community allows players to form their own skate crews, and the touchscreen makes tricks easier for everyone. And for those who can't wait that long, you'll test drive Mario Kart DS on Wi-Fi internet tomorrow on the show floor. Now, before we move beyond the portable space, I want to talk about two more examples of how we're using portable gaming to expand the total universe of game players. The first is Mr. Miyamoto's latest pet project, Nintendogs. and it's taught the Japanese game world to sit up and take notice. It received a rare perfect score from Famitsu, and it's being overwhelmingly voted best in show by Japanese gamers. It remains the top-selling game franchise in Japan, with more than 400,000 copies having sold through in less than a month's time. And as always the case, hit software sells hardware, and this case is no different. The launch of Nintendogs was responsible for making Nintendo DS the best-selling game system in Japan. In fact, selling more than 3 times the rate of the PSP. Yes, those cute puppy faces have the game blogs panting and slobbering. But behind those looks lies the heart of a very sophisticated piece of design. We thought maybe an outside perspective would help illustrate. So we've given an advanced copy of the US version to Tina Wood, host of GTV.com, the hit interactive show on G4 Video Game TV. And she joins us here today to help put her puppy through its paces. So please welcome Tina Wood.
Woo! This is so exciting, Reggie. I'm so excited to play Nintendogs today. I have really been training my dog really hard for the last couple days, and I'm so curious to see how she's going to do this morning.
Well, that's great. Let's see what she's going to do.
All right, let's wake this puppy up. Let's go. Here we go. All right. Now, the first thing you have to do in Nintendogs is go to the kennel and pick out your dog. So I picked out a pug. She's a girl. I named her Mia. I want to introduce you guys to Mia. And you let me know how cute that you think she is, because I think she's adorable. Oh, there you are, girl. Oh, playing fun for the audience. Come here, girl. Come here, Mia. Hi. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Mia. Now, the first thing you want to do before you start training your dog is show it a little bit of love, right? Okay, can you say hi? Say hi. Good girl, that's my girl. Yes. Lay down. Oh, good girl, Mia. Now, these tricks are fine, but what's great about this is that you can actually name the tricks anything you want. So I thought I'd have a little bit of fun. New Zelda. No, I know you haven't seen the new trailer. New Zelda. New Zelda. New Zelda. All right, let's try this. Every dog has a nemesis. Let's try this one. Come here, Mia, come here. I know, they're gonna write really nice things about you. She's mad that Link's been getting all the attention. I know. Come here, come here. Ready? Here we go, let's try this one. Ganon. You get him, Mia, you get him. Good girl, very good. All right, well, after you train your dog, you gotta have a little bit of fun with her as well, right? So Nintendo was kind enough to loan me a little Mario Kart. And I'm gonna actually get to control it with my A button. So let's have a little bit of fun with Mia. Hey, girl. Woo, come on. Oh, do you guys recognize that music? There you go. Oh, I know, don't be scared. Awesome. All right, now I'm hoping Mia's gonna score a little bit later on, so I'm actually gonna give her a bath, let her smell really nice. Go into my supplies, go into my care section, and I actually spent some good money on some good shampoo. So we're gonna actually make Mia smell real good right about now. I know, it's a little bit embarrassing. You're really naked right now. Oh, there you go, girl. Get those suds on there. Oh, she loves that. Now we're gonna rinse her off. Come here, girl. Good job, Mia, you're doing great. You're doing great. All right, so now that our bath is over, one of the most innovative aspects of Nintendogs is the bark mode. Now, this mode uses wireless technology to search for another dog that Mia can play with. So let's see how this works. We're gonna actually go to our link. And it says, do I wanna search for a friend for Mia to play with? Absolutely. Mia's a little flirt, but I taught her well. Here we go. Would you like to have Mia bring one of your supplies? Absolutely not. I worked very hard to get Mia's supplies. We're not gonna give any of those up just yet. Do you wanna turn the DS wireless function on and search for a link partner? Yes, I do. Now I'm actually gonna shut this, and hopefully we're gonna hear a bark. Maybe somebody out there brought Nintendogs with them. And if they did, what we're going to do is Mia and that other dog are actually going to converse and get an opportunity to play with each other. That's the bark. So somebody wants to join Mia. Let's see who it is. It looks like Mia has found somebody. Let's see. I'm sure one of you fine journalists brought your Nintendo DS. Bill's dog Mario has come to play. Oh. And also says I've received a voice message from Bill. So Bill actually sent me a gift. Let's listen.
Tina, do you want to play?
It said, Tina, would you like to play? I would absolutely love to play.
Do you want to play?
My one question is, who would have a puppy with a Mario hat on? Woo!
Tina, I want to know, how do you like my Nintendogs?
Mr. Miyamoto, I am a huge fan of your Nintendogs. I hope you're not mad that I was showing it off, but Reggie actually made me do it, so.
No, it's all right. Even serious gamers should have fun with their puppies.
Absolutely.
Right now, my Shiba Mario is teaching your pug Mia some new tricks.
I see that. She's doing very, very
Yes.
well, actually.
She's quite happy.
Well, Mr. Miyamoto, I think our dogs have become very good friends. And this has been, oh, look at the handstand.
Oh, he's very good at
Yeah,
handstand.
Don't worry, Mia.
Yes.
Look at Mia can't do it quite yet. But this has really been a blast. I really appreciate it.
Oh.
They're good friends. Some books. I did not teach her that, by the way. I just want you to know. So.
You probably don't know all the software.
No, I don't.
yet,
I've
do
only
you?
had the game for a couple of days, so I'm working on it.
Well, would you like me to show you a few more tricks?
Yeah, that would be great. I appreciate it.
Then please follow me.
Okay.
Backstage.
Oh, okay.
Right?
No problem. Mr. Miyamoto!
Bye, everyone.
Woo!
Thank you, Mr. Miyamoto, and thank you, Tina. Now, I said we had 2 more examples of the future of portable gaming for you today. And here's the second. Now, I know you haven't seen this. It's Game Boy Micro. Game Boy Micro, just a hair bigger and about 2/3 the weight of an iPod mini. But this little package plays every Game Boy Advance game you own. It is not new technology, but it is a brand new look. A new look in the sense that it has the best and brightest screen we've ever put in a handheld. A new look in the sense that no matter how tight your jeans, it'll still fit in your pocket. And a new look in the fact that you can customize it in any way you want with a wide array of faceplates. When it comes to market, this fall, Micro represents yet another morphing of the Game Boy brand, this time to the image-conscious consumer. It's not a successor to Game Boy Advance or Nintendo DS, but rather a further extension of portable play. If competitors don't like our 2-to-1 advantage, dominating market share with both SP and DS, well, I've got bad news, because we just made it 2.5-to-1. Micro means a new way to play Game Boy. Wi-Fi internet means a new way to play DS. But to repeat, at heart, we remain a content company. What's most important are the new games available to play on your Nintendo handhelds. New games just like these.
We gave you DS, a new Game Boy, and new games to play on them. And now you say, you want a revolution? Well, we've got one. This is a Nintendo Revolution prototype we have with us for meetings this week in Los Angeles. Clearly, Revolution is by far the smallest console we've ever manufactured. In its final form, it will be even smaller than this, about the size of 3 standard DVD cases stacked together. It will play either horizontally or vertically. These are the prototype colors we are thinking about. We haven't decided yet on a final choice. Maybe you and your readers would like to let us know what you think. Revolution games will play on 12-centimeter optical disc. These games, along with all GameCube software, will play through the same self-loading media drive. Owners can also choose a small internal attachment to play movies and other DVD contents. The system will contain 512 megabytes of onboard flash memory, as well as the option to add SD memory cards. We will also be incorporating our own digital rights management software to deter sharing of intellectual property. Beyond this, I won't be specific about the technology inside the housing. So I hope you let me create some elements of mystery to my further remarks today. Maybe we can look at this as a form of puzzle game. First, let me assure you there is no mystery to the development of our core technology. When you turn on Revolution and see the graphics, you will say, wow. Our partners, IBM and ATI, are working with us to assure this. But the advances in our technology will also relate to areas that have no direct bearing on gameplay. I know. This is one of those mysterious comments. Our competitors have taken time to detail the power of their core processor and their on-screen displays. Let me try to suggest the added benefit of our technical approach with Revolution. Every home game machine in history has married a controller to a console and a console to a TV. In the next generation, the addition of the internet will be important to all consoles and particularly important to Nintendo. Wi-Fi capability will be built into every Nintendo Revolution. How these 4 elements, controller, console, TV, and internet, interact with each other forms a central difference in Revolution design. Our goal in customizing these connections is to develop a device which is functional and appealing to every member of a household, whether they consider themselves gamers or not. It is right for everyone. I can confirm that all controllers for Revolution will be wireless using Broadcom technology. The controllers will also be very unique in ways we will share with you later. But I will tell you, we are already working on several Wi-Fi titles, each starring one of our key franchise characters. 1 or 2 Wi-Fi games will be ready for launch. And I am pushing our teams to make sure Smash Brothers is one of them. That way, no matter where Reggie is, I can always beat him. In fact, it is the game experience that will most separate Revolution from its competitors. So let me talk about other games for a few minutes. Of course, we all love what Mr. Miyamoto has created over the years. But for Revolution, he is challenging his team to create something brand new. His newest creation is set to debut with Revolution. What is that? I'm sorry, but Mr. Miyamoto is keeping quiet for now. Of course, it would be foolish to ignore the franchise we've already created, the best group of game stars in history. So you will certainly be seeing them on Revolution. Next generation versions of Mario and Zelda are already underway. We also have a big plan for Metroid in our Revolution, a franchise that has evolved constantly with each appearance. And with Revolution, Samus will take you places you've never gone before. The key here is not what you are playing, but how you will be playing. We expect that, much like Nintendogs and Electroplankton, Revolution will act to create entirely new genres to expand the definition of video game. To help us, key second-party developers who have been so important to game creation for Nintendo GameCube will provide exclusive content for Revolution. We expect strong third-party support in both hemispheres because we believe they will appreciate our creative approach. For example, Square Enix is already working on a Wi-Fi-enabled version of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for Revolution. On one hand, Revolution is the perfect home for video game masterpiece. Games that look beautiful, games that play flawlessly, masterpieces that connect you to the game's story like no system before. But not everyone sets out to create an expensive, time-consuming masterpiece. And here, Revolution also earned its name. We are convinced game creation on Revolution can be the most developer-friendly, simpler, faster, and less expensive than any other new system. In this next generation, development cost will commonly move well into 8 figures. Developers will become more endangered. For them, we offer a solution to help maximize creative freedom while controlling development investments. This is a console where the big idea can prevail over big budgets. Finally, I'd like to give you one full answer to a piece of the Revolution puzzle I have talked about previously, backward compatibility. As I said, the disk drive will accept GameCube games, but we are redefining the term backward compatibility. That's because we have designed Revolution to be a virtual console capable of downloading 20 years of Nintendo content. You will be able to purchase great games originally created for NES, Super NES, and Nintendo 64. It is accurate to say that Nintendo Revolution is technically capable of playing virtually every Nintendo console game ever created. The idea of a single device transporting us back to the first Excitebike, Earthbound, or Punch-Out should make us all feel young again, at least for a while. In the end, Nintendo Revolution shares a common vision with one we outlined for Nintendo DS last year. The machine is just a tool. The experience comes from the software. So let me conclude with one more hint. Those of you who consider the possibilities of combining embedded contents with an internet connection and a wireless connection and our flash memory may begin to make educated guesses on what game experience we might be constructing. When it arrives next year, we intend for Revolution to fully serve the core gamers with new titles that fully meet their requirements. We will attract casual gamers better than anyone using consumer-friendly content, control, and interface. And we will even draw non-gamers to our Revolution, showing them how much fun there is in what we all do for a living. We call this all-access gaming. In short, more games, more players, more opportunities for developers, and more imagination in defining what a video game can be. It is my job to run a global company. But within my job, what still gives me the most satisfaction is seeing someone pick up a controller and finding surprise and delight. What touches their heart still touches my heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, what Mr. Wada talked about are new game experiences for our next Nintendo console. But let's spend a couple minutes talking today about new console experiences coming this year. GameCube is now sold through to more than 10 million homes in North America alone. And they're enjoying a library of games that numbers more than 400, with another 60 new titles coming in 2005. Now, our approach has been consistent. Satisfy the core player and satisfy the casual player. We do that with exclusive content and by effectively leveraging the industry's greatest group of game franchises. So here's a quick tour of what's just ahead. In Battalion Wars for GameCube, we've combined action, strategy, warfare, and third-person shooting in a novel way. You must save the world by clearing over 20 missions, but guiding the troops has never been easier. By seamlessly blending action-oriented gameplay with real-time strategy, Battalion Wars lets you command entire squads at the touch of a button. Slip behind the wheel of a powerful tank, a helicopter, or a fighter jet, or show your foes the business end of a bazooka, a flamethrower, or a rocket launcher. Whatever your strategy, you've never experienced battlefield action like this before. Now, Pokemon returns to GameCube in a major way with the impending launch of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This game embarks on a whole new adventure, a full-fledged RPG. A dark and sinister plot sets a serious tone for this mega adventure. But that's just as it should be, because Pokemon is serious business, with over 140 million units sold worldwide, and the recent release of Pokemon Emerald heading straight to the top of the sales charts. Players can look forward to bringing their Emerald and other Game Boy Advance battles to the big screen in 3D by connecting to Pokemon XD when it launches in October. Capcom is delivering a game that developer Hiroyuki Kobayashi describes simply as blood, swearing, and mayhem. Killer 7 is unquestionably unique and mind-blowing. A storyline revolving around a main character with 7 personalities embedded in a graphical presentation that achieves the developer's dream of creating a work of postmodern art. And this year, we're not reducing the workload for the hardest working guy in the video game industry, Mario. Fresh from his starring performances on the golf links and the tennis court, Mario is taking on 4 new leading roles. First, he'll grab a glove and step onto the diamond in Mario Baseball. It's hitting and pitching with multiplayer elements for up to 4 competitors. Signature Mario action also moves on to the soccer pitch in Super Mario Strikers, where everything from his iconic shells to the roving chain chomps make this game of soccer unlike anything before. And Super Mario Strikers also features 4-player action. Well, with all these workouts, of course, nobody deserves a party more than Mario. So that's what we're giving him in Mario Party 7. What makes this game different from its predecessors is not just the more than 80 new mini-games, but a simultaneous 8-player mode, new uses for the microphone, and a couple of new playable characters. And of course, when that party's winding down, Mario can still dance the night away as he makes his premiere in Dance Dance. It's Dance Dance Revolution for Mario Mix. This franchise gets a brand new look with the characters and the backgrounds you know so well from Mario's universe. All told, this will be a banner year for Nintendo GameCube, so take a look. Well, of course, we have saved the best for last. Once again, Link is ready to storm into the game world. No doubt he is part of your own personal game history and part of your gamer's soul. Now, over the years, he has changed his appearance, but he has never changed his nature. Today, prepare to see Link as you've never seen him before.
Please welcome the producer of the Zelda series and the director of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Mr. Eiji Aonuma.
Thank you. Since you like the video, I have a present for you. Cha-da-da-da. Can you see that? Yeah. You will receive the video on the Nintendo DS card when you pick up your press kits. Please enjoy it, and thank you again.
As we said at the outset, it's about exploring. This year, not just Zelda, but wireless Mario Kart, Nintendogs, and a slick new way to show off your portable passion. Then, beyond this year, a revolution awaits. We look forward to seeing you on the show floor tomorrow, and be prepared to let your right brain run wild. Thank you.
Stacey Barcel.
Salata.
And I'm Oliver Nishad. You know, Stacy, it feels like just yesterday we were right here at E3 2004.
We were. The year goes by so fast, and I gotta tell you, every year they outdo what they did last year. So many new games.
And this is a very special year at E3 because it is the year of, can you believe it, the brand new consoles.
And Joel Gordine, our very own fan cam operator, he's gonna have interviews, lots of celebrities.
You know, he's also gonna have two, not one, but two cameras strapped to his head, so you gotta check back. He's gonna get in a ton of trouble.
Behave yourself, Joel. And that's not it. We've got another surprise for you. While we're out hitting the floor, our own King Kong of audio, he's gonna be voicing stories. Brian, isn't that right?
That's right, guys. I'm stuck here in a dark sound booth with no video games. Thanks.
Yeah, see what we mean.
All right, everybody, we're gonna kick off and we're gonna start the action right now. Oliver, I'm gonna head to the South Hall. Where are you headed?
I'm headed over to the West Hall, so listen, you guys, check back with us often and prepare to get floored at E3.
Let's go have some fun.
Let's go.
Nintendo once again has so much stuff going on, it's hard to put into words. Along with the new GameCube games, they also introduced the Game Boy Micro. Let's take a look at Nintendo's massive booth tour and what it's got in store for gamers.
Hot new titles on Nintendo's GameCube roster include Fire Emblem, Mario Baseball, and Geist.
Just take a look at how massive Nintendo's booth is. It's really awesome.
As if they didn't already have enough amazing things to show off at your booth, the Game Boy Micro. We're gonna take a little sneak peek at playing, but in the meantime, check out some of these faceplates for the Micro. Just to let you guys know, there is no release date yet. They're keeping us waiting. You know, any mistake I make, I'm blaming it on my shoes.
After the Game Boy Micro, the new GameCube games, and my dancing at DDR Mario Mix, I'm simply pooped. But I'm sure you'll have lots of energy when you get your hands on all the great new games coming soon from Nintendo.
I was going to say something silly about who I am, but I'm Karen Kaplan, Vice President of Marketing for Nintendo of America, here on the fantastic show floor of Game Candy Land, and I have a little surprise for you all, sticking my hand inside my own shirt. This is the Game Boy Micro. It's a new product we're showing off. It's about as big as a big pack of gum, and a really, really vibrant, clear, fantastic screen. This is gonna come in North America and hopefully Europe this year. And it's gonna be a great accoutrement addition to the DS that's already out on the marketplace. And for DS, we're talking about a lot of innovative games people are gonna see this year. A lot of wireless games, games that have true innovation like Nintendogs, which has an amazing artificial intelligence. Fantastic, and people get a chance to really have an intimate relationship with their puppy. It's actually really fun. We've showed some other products that are really innovative. GameCube. People are always waiting for the next Zelda, and they again are waiting for the next Zelda. Showed a trailer while here at the show that people loved. There's a big secret in the upcoming game. You'll have to buy it in order to get the secret. And then I guess moving into the future, we've got Revolution, which is a box that is sleek, gorgeous, probably the prettiest, sexiest one we've made, and probably no bigger than a Tom Clancy novel. It's going to be Wi-Fi, so things will be able to be played wirelessly. You can use broadband Ethernet if you need to, and a whole host of very innovative games going to be coming to that system. I'm happy to see that our industrial design has come out so well. I mean, the box is really sexy looking. It's incredibly glossy. We haven't decided on the color. We've got 5 colors that we just are sort of showing here. You know, lime green, kind of a Ferrari red, a lovely iPod-looking white, a platinum silver, and a black. Incredibly glossy, beautiful. It's small. I like that you don't have a lot of protruding elements on the box. It's very sleek. It's got a beautiful kind of a blue-purple LED light that comes out. I like the fact that the tray is not a tray that pops out. It's self-loading, so you put the DVD disc or the GameCube disc in it. The fact that you can download and access nearly every Nintendo game made for the past 20 years is phenomenal treats. Phenomenal treat. People who just love all those games can still have them, and all the new Revolution games, which will be, you know, complex in terms of their depth. So I think it will be my next favorite system. The new Zelda, highly anticipated, obviously. People are very happy to see that the more mature Link is back. This good-looking chap. And actually, there's a whole wolf character in the game that people can look forward to. That's been the big secret. It's now out. But until you actually see the game and can buy it and play it, you're not going to know the whole story. It's got beautiful, deep forests, a lot of incredible textures, the environment, the music, all the sounds in the game are just more realistic than ever. Very beautiful visually. Miyamoto and Aonuma, another masterpiece by them, and I think very well continues the tradition of Link in a very, very wonderful and deep way. I'm Perrin Kaplan from Nintendo, and you've got access.
Okay, there's a huge line to get in to get a sneak peek at Zelda. We're cutting, of course, because that's what we do. Come on, follow me. We're gonna see it right now. So tell me, what's so cool about the new Zelda game?
Well, people have been playing Zelda games for, as long as they can remember. And, the Zelda series has a lot of history with people. And I think this game is really going to blow people away.
Tell me about some of the storyline.
Well, some of the storyline is still secret, but the action is incredible. One of the things I'm going to show you here is actually Link riding on a horse and cutting down enemies. It's really pretty incredible. The all-new graphical look to this game is really a departure from the Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. It's a realistic graphic style. It's a more mature Link. It's got an edgier look to it, and I think fans are really gonna think it's pretty amazing.
Look who I bumped into again. He's here to rescue me from this bad, bad man. Oh my God! You're my hero.
I'm Stephen Ward, product tester at Nintendo of America. We're here to show you the hottest game here at E3, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Now this has got to be the most anticipated Zelda game of all time. And the Zelda history goes back 18 years. By far the most beautiful looking Zelda game. You're going to see things in this game that you've never seen in any previous Zelda game. Right now what we've got is Link on a horse. Fighting all these enemies. I mean, people have seen Link on a horse before, but nothing like this. This is going to be intense. Basically, a little boy's been kidnapped, and I got to go rescue him from this big bad guy here. There we go. Ah! And you can see the scene. I mean, we've got, it goes from sun to dark to rain to light. It's just, beautiful looking. And only for the Nintendo GameCube. So you can see the thunder in the background. I mean, just the cinematics are incredible. They've done a great job with this one. Ah, look at that. Whew, that was intense. Battle's not done yet, though. We got to do a little duel here on the bridge. So this game is due out later this year, probably around the holidays. It's going to be just, again, a huge hit for us here at Nintendo. Again, not only the game of the show, but maybe the game of the year. There we go. Here's another level of The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess where Link's in his starting village. Obviously, one of the aspects of the game is you need to go around, acquire some new skills. Link's always been good with a sword, but in this game you're going to get a boomerang, you get bombs, a lot of traditional Zelda stuff. We actually have to route up some goats here. So I need a Kalipona with my whistle. And then I need opponent round up all the goats here. So the opponent plays a major role in this game, as well as a lot of other animals. Not only will you be on a horse, at times you'll see cats, falcons. The big mystery is that Link actually turns into a wolf this game. That's kind of the big twist to this one. So again, just a new twist to the whole franchise there. The lines here have been 2-3 hours to get into this game. So again, easily the most anticipated game of the show. Oh, that's Tyrannosaurus. The Legend of Zelda games have basically set the standard when it comes to adventure titles. Again, dating back to 1987, when Link first appeared, people were hooked and they can't get enough. Now it's at full 3D. You can see the beauty of this game. Again, it's just, it's so emotional, you don't want to put it down. It's that good. There's always a lot of puzzle solving elements, a lot of adventure. It's a game that makes you think, and a lot of people love that aspect to it. Oh. Of course, we got a ton of intense action too. So in every Zelda game, you have to go from level to level, from dungeon to dungeon, temple to temple, get keys, acquire new skills, defeat the boss, and that's what we're seeing here. This is just a sneak peek at one of the dungeons that will be in the game. So now I got the Gale Boomerang, so I can use that as a new weapon. Obviously, I can attack multiple enemies at once. And of course, using my newly acquired boomerang, I want to solve additional puzzles with it as well. For example, right here, we got this locked door, but if I hit the fan right above it, eventually it'll open up. One more time. Oh, there. Yeah, one more time. Again, just some of the puzzle solving aspects of this game, of this franchise. Now, animals play a major role in this game. Obviously, there I just fought a huge spider. Along the way, I'm going to get some monkey friends here who will help me out to solve the game. Again, you'll see, again, Link turns into a wolf. They haven't revealed the whole mystery behind that, but again, that just adds a new twist to it. A little comedy thrown in there as well. One of the cool things about the Gale Boomerang is the fact that I can lock on to multiple enemies at once. You'll see here how that works. So again, I can attack 2, 3, maybe up to 10 enemies all in one shot. the new lock-on feature, you want to like swipe the bomb, throw it in his mouth, you know. So now I've made them mad. So now they're gonna break out the big guns. Zelda fans have never seen a boss like this before. I mean, look at the size of him, it's just enormous. So one of my little monkey friends I helped out earlier, of course he's gonna now help me out here. So he's got a bomb there I need to target. That was intense. And that's just the first boss of many that you'll encounter in The Legend of Zelda: The Twilight Princess. Exclusive for the GameCube, due out later this year.
Let's take a moment and meet Matt Charpentier from Massachusetts, who came all the way here. He's part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we're going to find out a little bit about his story. Tell me about the process that brought you out here.
Well, I guess it all started when I was in the hospital. I had leukemia and I had to get a bone marrow transplant. I spent all of last summer in the hospital and it wasn't too fun, but I made it through it and now I'm in remission, so I was lucky I even got to come here this year.
Let's take a moment and meet Matt's family and friends. First up we have
Richard Gaskill.
Mom and Dad.
I'm Jerry Charpentier, my wife Ann.
Tell us a little bit about your guys' E3 experience.
It's pretty good, crowded. There was a lot to do. We got a lot of free t-shirts.
For the old people, it's overwhelming.
Yes. Let's take a minute to meet Cameron from California, Hemet, California. Tell me a little bit about what E3 has been for you this year.
It's been amazing. Yesterday I played some games at the Nintendo booth. I got to play the new Zelda, and then I went to go meet Shigeru Miyamoto.
Tell me about that. Did you get to talk to him?
Oh, lots. We talked for like 40 minutes, and he let me play on his Game Boy, his GBA Micro. I got leukemia in October of like 2004, 3, and then I was in the hospital for a long time, and then one of the nurses suggested Make-A-Wish, and then they sent in my thing, and then here I am. I knew I wanted to meet Shigeru Miyamoto, and it was just a bonus to get to come to this, because he just happened to be here.
Hi, I'm Lonnie, I'm his mom.
Lonnie.
I'm Roxanne, I'm his sister.
I'm Zach, I'm his brother.
I'm Paul, I'm his dad.
Roxanne was actually his donor for his bone marrow transplant.
Now it's time to meet Mary Dollaher, who is VP of Special Events for E3, and she's got a little special presentation to give to our Make-A-Wish Foundation children.
As you'll see, we have some Make-A-Wish families here, and we're delighted to host their visit, and we'd like to give them some gifts from our exhibitors and from E3. Here goes to you. Everybody gets something.
And what exactly are they getting?
We did some research and found out what they were interested in, whether it was GameCubes or PlayStations and Xbox, and we got some of those for them, and we're happy to give them to them to take home.
Fantastic consoles. Enjoy, you guys. Cameron's getting a GameCube.
Okay, this is a bit of fan service for all the fanboys, because I know you like to collect the Nintendo toys and the video game toys, because Lord knows I do. I have all the Street Fighter figures in the box. But this is a bunch of new Nintendo toys. And this is just a quick pan down, because I know everybody loves swag. There's plenty of swag here at E3, but this is pretty great. Come on, you know you want a Donkey Kong, life-size Mario Kart man, maybe Yoshi, maybe a keep it real Nintendo sweatband, some good Nintendo swag, fanboy service, right there.
Hi, this is Injun Huang. I'm an assistant marketing manager for Bandai Video Game, and I'll be describing what's going on in the scene. And I'll be working with Sammy. He's our co-producer who's in charge of working on One Piece Grand Battle, and he'll be playing the game as a demonstration for you. So Grand Battle, One Piece is based on very famous Japanese animation, and also it's being played in 2 different TV networks right now. One is 4Kids TV, and the other one is Cartoon Network. And we are getting tremendous amount of support from fan base, and it's actually ranked within that TV time frame, number 1 and number 2. There are 16 players you can choose from. When we choose one character, you will be given an option to go ahead and choose one out of 32 different kinds of supporting characters. Those characters are also from the game itself, the animation itself. So we'll just go ahead and choose the character. His name is Luffy. He's the main character of the animation series and also the main character of the game. This game has so many unlockable features that's designed for fans of the anime series. So later, once you play the game through, not completely, but as you play the game through, you'll be able to unlock different features, like lots of customizable features. Sometimes Luffy will be able to play the game, fight without the hat on, sometimes with the hat on. Those kind of things you'll be able to choose later in the future. What we're really proud of in this game is the interactivity of the stage. So far, the feedbacks we're getting from the people is that gameplay-wise, it's quite similar to the Dreamcast game called Power Stone. These days, in the market, there are tons of serious, hardcore, head-to-head fighting games. However, this doesn't take itself too seriously. That's why it's open to more of a fun gameplay. So. Right now, Luffy's going around holding a crate, and you can pick up many items on the ground and throw at your opponents. And actually, if your opponent is skillful enough, he can catch the items that's thrown at him and actually throw back at you. And also, each stage has its different characteristics you can interact with. Now you saw was actually Sammy-san picking up Luffy picking up the grass from the ground and throwing at the cow. It looks like it's just a spectator and part of the environment. In fact, you can interact with it. So you can go ahead and punch the cow or throw some items at it, and it will agitate the cow and it'll start running and charging in random manner. So you can utilize those environmental items for your advantage. And if you look around, you can see this spinning wooden sign there. You can make it spin and you can jump into it and it will propel you out. So you can utilize it as like wrestling the ropes that you can actually put yourself into and kind of bounce back and use it as your advantage. What you see on the upper left corner of your main character you're controlling is the health bar. And compared to the health bar of your opponents, if your health bar decreases further down, actually your character gets more desperate. And if the health bar gets closer to the end and you're about to die, and actually will enable you to pull a super move. Once you pull the super move, what you need to actually consider is that you can pull the super move when you have a lot of health, but it will only actually initiate the first part of the super move. Now, once your health level is really low down, then actually you'll be able to reveal 3 different stages of a super attack. And when you do that, all 3 sections of the super attack will be linked together, so it will go into a lengthy, about 25-second long cutscene. Yes, there you go. Now he goes into cutscene.
Single sword, lion strike.
as I mentioned before, if you only initiate the first part of the super move, the character will basically do the first part of the super move, and he will say, "Oh, I'm tired, I can't." This is One Piece Grand Battle. It's going to be released on GameCube and PS2 in September.
So I'll be demonstrating Super Mario Strikers today. As you see, this is a great game, nice field action. We have Mario going against Donkey Kong right now. One of the great features about this game is you can slide tackle, and it's got an electrified fence around it. So you can actually slide tackle people into it. If you hold your B button down, you get a little more power. You get some power shots. We'll try to pass it up to Mario, and when you supercharge Mario and he scores, he'll actually get 2 points. And every time you get a captain shot, it's a 2-point shot as opposed to a regular player where it's a 1-point shot. As you saw in there, we kind of went super slow-mo. That's for a perfect pass type of play. And they're looking for a one-timer. So if you have a perfect pass, you want to get a one-time shot. And then the AI will determine whether or not that's going to be a goal or not. But on those perfect passes, you can get bicycle kicks or headers. I'm trying to get it here to Mario so we can see. A lot of the other nice features is you can do some loft shots or some chip shots by using some of the other controllers. There's some that, see if I can get one going here. There it went in super slow-mo again, looking for, you had the perfect pass, so if I would have hit it just right, it would have been a goal. You also have your items that you can use. There I just froze froze Donkey Kong. There we go. There's Mario getting some super power. There you can see his super powerful shot. Blows it right in with some fire behind it. Get the goal in there. Goal! But you can see Mario getting all excited there. Okay, that's Super Mario Strikers. We haven't announced a release date yet, but check Nintendo.com, and then we'll let you know when it comes out.
All right, guys, you want eye candy before you get your hands on the next-gen systems? This is it. Killer 7 by Capcom. You've read the publications, you've read about it, but seeing it in action is something completely different. It's like a living anime, pretty incredible. Apparently the game functions like this. It looks like a choose-your-own-adventure where you're choosing a path. Your character then proceeds along their path, and they get out there. Now, people have said that maybe it's not going to have the action that they want because the movement is so, it's so static. But from what I see, the game is stylized that it makes it important enough that I think we're all going to want to play it. It's very new, it's very original. These are the types of games we all need to buy if we want the game to start growing. What I love about it is he's switching from a first-person shooter perspective to the third-person action perspective, and then he interacts. It reminds me a lot of an old adventure game style. I actually think that it should work just fine, kind of like an old Sierra game. But the graphics are absolutely stunning. It's just as stylized as Beautiful Joe, another Capcom game. Looks very adult, very hip. Killer 7 for GameCube. Check it out.
No matter how many times you try, the result will be the same.
Mr. Mills wants you to kill this man.
Somebody's calling out. I'm counting on you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I need 6 bullets for you.
The master is awake.
You've changed considerably into a badass. I sense trouble in the south.
Something very bad is gonna happen here. See, I told you, this is real.
Who in the hell was that?
I went to see the devil. Now it's your turn.
All right. You want E3 fanboy service? You got it. Check this out. Beautiful Joe coffee, available at Ralph's. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. Here's my can. Beautiful Joe iced coffee. And everyone is standing around to get their cup of Joe. How great is that? Gotta love Capcom service. Cheers. And over here, gonna walk through here. I'm gonna show you some more fanboy stuff, because I'm a big fan of Capcom. And this is a lot of Capcom toys and licensed products. Let's see how fun this is. They've got Resident Evil statues. Gotta love that. Chun-Li, Sakura, Ghouls and Ghosts. Some of the stuff you can find easily in stores. Some of the stuff I've never seen. Very impressive. Love the toys. Spike TV E3 2005.
Clover.
Hello, I'm an assistant marketing manager in Jun Huang for Bandai Video Game, and I will be describing what's going on the screen. And our product specialist, Charlie, is going to demonstrate the game for you. And this is Zatch Bell. Okay, Zatchbell is also heavily based on a very famous anime franchise. It's getting incredibly popular in Japan, and it's actually being played in Cartoon Network, just like many other franchise of Bandai and also other licensors. It's gaining a tremendous amount of support from 9 to 11 years old demographics. And it's actually competing with One Piece, our other title, for its popularity in #1 and #2 spot. What you see is it's a head-to-head fighting game. And if I want to describe the basic background of the story, there is a world, which is Earth, and right next to it, there is alternate universe. It's called Mamodo, World of Mamodo, where supernatural beings reside. And a powerful supernatural beings from Mamodo world actually come to Earth, and they consider Earth more of as a proving ground. There, champions of Mamodo will compete against each other to win the champion title. And once you win the champion title, you'll be inherited with the throne to rule the Mamodo world. So Earth is more of a proving ground. So for these Mamodo to compete with each other, they need some human help. That's why each character you see here that you're controlling is supported by a full-grown human character. If you look carefully, they are holding Zatchbell spellbook in their hands. Mamodos need human characters that are supporting them to read off spells off the book, so that they will be able to actually perform spell attacks, supernatural abilities against each other. You can utilize your supporting characters to pull combination moves, sometimes to perform certain kind of areas of attack. The supporting character will actually throw your Mamodo character up in the air and let you perform lightning attacks to the ground. And the game also has versus mode, it also has story mode that's driven from the animation. And also, this game is based on a very popular trading card game. So Zatchbell is on both platforms of GameCube and PlayStation 2, and it's coming out in October.
Zatch, way to go! Thanks!
At our presentation here, I think we were able to show a lot of content, so that was good. Right now in Japan, we're engaged in a lot of DS challenges, trying to do a lot of new things with that, and I think we were able to show you the results of what we've been doing with the DS. Mario Brothers, which allows you to get two people side-scrolling, but they're actually side-scrolling at the same time on different systems. Animal Crossing on the DS, you have the wireless functionality there of having 4 people playing at the same time there. Mario Kart, of course, you got 8 people racing at the same time. So these are all games that are really utilizing good DS functionality, and there's one other game that I'd like to talk about there. And that we think appeals to players of all ages, something you can pick up right away, it's easy to get into. It might not qualify as a game per se. And one of those titles that fits that criterion is what we showed you yesterday, and that's Nintendogs. Another program, or excuse me, a software that falls under that, again, that blanket of description is Electroplankton. And we're also looking at creating more of this sort of software in Japan, and one I've got here that I'm showing you now is one that's sort of a brain teaser, brain exercise software. We use the touch screen to write out answers to problems that the game will pose to you. Use the voice recognition system to answer verbally questions or to record sounds and whatnot. These things all represent to us the possibilities of driving people that are obviously who play games, but those who don't play games as well. I don't think anyone who would play this, maybe they're not a gamer per se, but they're still going to enjoy this type of software. And, you know, as far as the Revolution is concerned, obviously it's under development. It's going really well, and we want to give out some of the general concepts. We're going to save everything else for when we're all set, and next year, when it's the year of the Revolution rather than this year, that's when we'll bring out everything from under the wrapping paper. I didn't get a chance to see the Sony and Microsoft presentations myself, but from what I've heard from people, I mean, it sounds like obviously they're going to be using cutting-edge technology, as are we. However, the way that they are planning on implementing that technology is obviously very different from the route that we're going to be. For myself, as you know, as on the business end of things, I see where they're going and I see where we're going, and I'm not worried at all. I think it's not going to influence us at all. We're good to go. And the way we're approaching the development of the Revolution is we pose the question to ourselves: why is a home console necessary? What functions in a home console would make everyone in the family say, yeah, we need that, yeah, we want that? We pose that question, and the answers to that question, as we've as we have answered them, are what's driving our development. In regards to Mario 128, we're doing lots of Mario experiments back in Kyoto, and we are definitely going to have a new Mario 4 in the Revolution. Whether or not that's 128 or not, I can't really say. It might be a new Sunshine. We're not sure. We're doing a lot of Mario tests right now for the Revolution. In regards to the power of the Nintendo Revolution versus, say, the Xbox 360, we're looking at making a small, quiet, affordable console. We look at trying to incorporate all of that. Of course, we might not have the horsepower that maybe some other companies have. But if you look at the numbers that they're throwing out, are those numbers going to be used in the game? Are they actually using those? I mean, those are just numbers that somebody crunched up on a calculator. And we could throw out a bunch of numbers too, but what we're going to do is we're going to wait till our chips are done, everything's in the game. We're going to find out how it's running, what its peak performance is, and those are the numbers that we're going to use, because those are the only numbers that really count. I do think it's very irresponsible for people to say, this is what we're running at, this is the power of our machine, when they're not even running on final boards. So I think the professional's job is to not believe those numbers. I don't think we're going to alienate gamers at all. I think if you look at the stuff that we have on the Nintendo DS, which is different from anything else out there, people are playing that and really enjoying that. There's going to be software in the Revolution that you will not be able to play or experience anywhere else, on any other console, at any other time, and I think people will find it enjoyable.
I hate Adam Sessler. I'd rather suck on a urinal puck than play this game. Why does he get to play video games and review video games on our show about video games? Why does he get to spend every day with Morgan Webb?
We've got a preview of the hottest new releases.
Yeah!
Obsessed with video games? Watch X-Play with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Weeknights at 11.
Nintendo's recently released handheld, the Nintendo DS, has got some really cool titles coming out this year. I had a chance to chat with Eric Peterson, who's a writer for Nintendo of America, to get the scoop on what's new.
We've got lots of new titles coming up. Nintendogs is one of the big titles for us this year. We've got Animal Crossing DS, Mario Kart DS, Metroid Prime Hunters. Lots of good stuff for people to see this year.
Let's talk about the wireless experience.
Right, yes, the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection is our brand new online network. It's going to be easy for people to use, and the first two games that are going to use it are Animal Crossing DS and Mario Kart DS.
What are some of the cool features that Mario Kart can do on the DS that can't do anywhere else?
The best way to describe it is it's a Mario Kart fan's dream game. I mean, it basically takes tracks from dating all the way back to the Super NES game and adds on top of that brand new tracks. The DS version has online multiplayer capability with using our new network, the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. It's also got a touchscreen capability where you can change between the map and the current standings.
that everyone is talking about is Nintendogs. Why?
Well, you know, the only way to describe Nintendogs is it's a puppy inside your DS. It thinks like a puppy, it acts like a puppy, you can play with it like a puppy. It's really quite amazing.
And that's going to wrap up our look of what's in store for the future of DS.
Clover.
E3 2005. What were some of your favorite moments?
All right, I like the next-gen console stuff and the NC Soft booth where they had that whole Mutator band going. That was really, really cool. Stace, yourself?
Make-A-Wish Foundation, of course.
Always
I
great.
also loved all the mobster titles. There was Scarface, Taxi Driver, and of course, The Godfather, and mobile gaming. Huge this year.
Let's not forget
The massage.
the Tylenol Ouch Couch. We spent some time over there.
Great.
Here's some of our other favorite stuff.
Check it out. Here at E3, gaming is exhaustive business. And for the first time, IGN is acknowledging that, offering earplugs, Tylenol, and free massages.
Ah, it felt so good. Richie, I know you needed that too, brother. Talk to me.
I need it, brother. Thanks, man.
All right.
Because I'm so afraid of this spider behind us. I'm out of here. Okay, that's going to wrap up your coverage for E3 05. We hope you had as much fun as we did, and we want to say a special thank you to everyone behind the scenes who made it happen.
There's a lot of folks that made it happen, but in particular, we're going to thank the folks that made E3 Expo happen with the ESA, the staff on E3 Insider, and of course,
Brian, our voice from above.
who last time I checked was chasing around Namco booth babes, which is why he's not here.
Of course he was.
Oh, listen, I'm Oliver Najad.
I'm Stacey Barcelata,
and we'll see
catch
you next year at E3 06. Bye.
Later.
Thank you.